Today's broadcast of Florida football has been brought to you by Geico. Get more with Geico. Regions. Get a Gators Regions Visa debit card. Visit regions.com/Go Gators to order yours today. GFL Environmental, the official sustainability partner of the Florida Gators. Florida Dairy Farmers, fueling the Gators for over 40 years. The Florida Department of Transportation, reminding you that fans don't let fans drive drunk, drive sober, or get pulled over. Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Florida Gators. Florida Farm Bureau Insurance. Visit ffbic.com to find an agent near you. Jenny Keene. Keep your building healthy with cleaning and disinfecting services from Jenny Keene. Call in the pros at Jenny Keene, the king of clean. People's Gas, delivering natural gas that helps you save energy and earn cash back. Learn more at peoplesgas.com. Hellman's Real Mayonnaise. Do dip with Hellman's and do no wrong. Meldon Law, official injury and accident law firm sponsor of the Florida Gators. We won't back down. Barbasol Shaving Cream, delivering a quality shave at an honest value for over 100 years. Tower Hill Insurance, providing peace of mind since 1972. UF Health. At UF Health, we believe human progress has no finish line. Visit humanprogress.ufhealth.org to learn more. Wells Fargo, official retail bank of the Florida Gators. And by Aetna Medicare. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Gators Sports Network.
And here we go.
Spurrier's Gridiron Grill is proud to present the Extra Point Postgame Show.
Shall we dance?
The Extra Point Postgame Show with the Dean of Sports Talk, Steve Russell.
Anything can happen. It's gonna get crazy.
The dust is now settled, and it's time to get your thoughts, feelings, and reactions.
We really gotta get started.
Give us a call at 392-TALK. That's 392-8255.
This thing feels big. It really feels good, and everybody in town's going to be on it.
Let's turn it over to your host, Steve Russell, right here on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF radio app.
Nico, Charlie, and Alan are the producers for this edition of the Extra Point Postgame Show. I'm Steve Russell. Gators fall to Ole Miss, and now will end the season, at least at home, by playing Tennessee and Florida State. The Extra Point Postgame Show brought to you in part by Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. We will take your phone calls, 392-8255. And Gator Bill, you're up.
Hey, Steve. Gator Bill here. Thanks for having me on.
Sure.
As always, starting to feel like a nice warm hug here every week as we talk about this stuff. Before I get too negative, I just want to first talk about, Miles Graham. That guy, what a leader, what a player. I'm from Fort Myers, Florida, Lee County. I grew up watching his daddy play. Ernie Graham, Mariner High School guy, was a legend. And I got to just say, it's special and cool to see him doing what he's doing. He's got a good family. But the Gators, man, I don't know. You know how it is. It's just not even worth really getting. But one thing I really want to talk about is seeing all these players that I don't even know their names tonight, just coming out of the woodwork and playing amazing. Who's number 4, that receiver? Never heard of him before. There are a couple players on the defensive side. I haven't seen them before, and they just all play their tails off. It was really cool to see. So I'm proud of them for that. But we all know what the elephant in the room is. He's a big, a little overweight, number 2 at quarterback position. I think the most interesting thing is how we've just kind of tiptoed around all year about it, honestly, for 2 years now, I guess I don't know. I don't want to say it. I don't want to talk badly about the guy, but maybe he's just not very good. And and I love listening to Shane Matthews' podcast. I listen to it quite a bit, and he says the easiest ball to throw in the world is a deep ball, and it gets us all excited. And he throws a beautiful deep ball, but I think it kind of shielded us from the truth is that you got to hit the short ones too every here and there. All
right.
But anyways, thanks, Steve.
All right,
Gators.
Bill. Thank you. Todd, welcome to the show.
Hey, how's it going, Steve?
Okay, Todd.
So I had two questions. First one was, when you go from the Kentucky performance last week and into this week, it almost felt like the players this week were auditioning for a position on Lane Kiffin's team. If he does come to Florida, but it does feel like the performance we got last week, everyone quit, and this week, we lost, but it felt like we at least tried versus last week where we gave up after we gave up 10, 14 points, and everyone quit on the team and stopped trying. And I was just wondering, why is there such a big jump from this week to last week? I mean, it's college football, I know, but it seemed like last week we dealt with everyone quit, and now we got everyone back.
Well,
on.
first of all, I think when you say everybody quit, that's just wrong, because everybody did not quit. I was the effort.
No,
the effort wasn't the effort. Let me speak, please. I gave you your shot here. The effort was not great. Okay, but to say the entire team quit, I don't agree with that. Now, as to your question about this week, well, obviously, they understood they didn't play very well, that their effort was not very good. And, do I think playing, Ole Miss with all this Kiffin nonsense swirling around? Yeah. But, I mean, if you're any kind of an athlete, if you're any kind of a player, and you don't have a good performance, you want to be good the next time out. I think we saw a little of that tonight.
Okay. No, I respect that. The next question I have, with, the money we're reportedly throwing out, 13 to 15 million for Kiffin, for the reports allegedly coming out. Do you think we'll have enough money to go ahead and offer that along with paying the Make-A-Wish buyout for Billy Napier?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's good enough.
All right. Thank you, Todd. Appreciate your call. I'm also going to say this. The athletic director at Ole Miss is Keith Carter. And if what I have been told by two separate people is true, they've already spoken. Carter has said to him, here's a contract, and he wants an answer. And he wants an answer sooner than later. And from what I'm told, if he doesn't get that answer, well, then there could be a parting in the ways regardless. And I get it. If I'm the athletic director there, I mean, look, Lane Kiffin's agent is one of the best agents in the sport. And he's playing, as he should, all these schools off against each other. But, in fairness, if you're the home school, well, you have to know what you're going to do too. And they've made, from what I'm told, a very substantial offer to keep Lane Kiffin. And all Lane Kiffin had to do was do what Cignetti did, do what the Nebraska coach did, Matt Rule, and re-sign. He hasn't. Now, maybe that's his agent telling him, but I mean, if you really want to stay someplace, and the offer is competitive, right? So that's partly why we have this intrigue with Lane Kiffin. Dick, hello.
Hey, Steve, how you doing? Thanks
Good.
a lot, buddy. Good show. Hey, I'm 68 years old. I'm probably a little older than you are. I go back and I've watched Florida football for a long time. I think about the 80s with Charlie Pell and Galen Hall. We had some success, obviously, with Spurrier and Urban Meyer. It's kind of atrocious that we accept this 3 wins. I mean, even my Florida State fans, they are livid with Florida State only winning 2 games last year. Steve, seriously, should a Florida Gator team, especially now in the 2000s, ever only have 3 wins? No way. No way. With the talent that we get, did Florida State only have 2 wins like last year? It's just, you don't have to even be a good team right now to go to a bowl game. We're going, we just got eliminated tonight. All you got to do is be a 500 team. Then you go to a bowl game. You haven't got to be a good team. I mean, we should just not accept this, what's happening at Florida. It's embarrassing. It really is.
Well, let me say something real quick here. Let me tell you what I think you and others have not accepted as part of this. Okay? What did everybody talk about at the start of this season? I think the hopes were very high. Florida was ranked in almost every preseason poll. I can tell you, I said 8 or 9 wins for Florida, and that's way the heck off, right? However, what was the elephant in the room? The schedule.
Right.
People have forgotten that. The schedule has been arguably harder than what we thought it was going to be. Did anybody think Texas A&M would be 10-0? Right? Do you think Georgia would be this good? Right? So that's part of this. Not all of it, but part of it. And Ole Miss, as good as they are. So, yeah, that's part of it.
And go back to your one statement you were talking about. I don't know if Kiffin's coming or not coming. I don't really even care. I think whoever we get, if it's Drinkwitz or whoever, it's going to be an upgrade from what we have, what we've had the last 4 years. I love Billy, but his in-game coaching just wasn't for me.
Okay.
But anyway, I think with you, I don't know why Kiffin. I understand he doesn't do things during the season and stuff like that, but now I hear Mike Elko is getting ready to sign like a 6-year extension.
Right.
The only thing that makes me think, if he really wants to be at Ole Miss and he's going to, why didn't he just come out and say, I love what we're doing here. I got a winner that we're building. I'm not going nowhere. Why didn't you come out and say that?
Well, again, it could be a lot of reasons. Maybe he really is thinking about leaving. Maybe his agent is telling him to do that because that drives the price of his contract up. So,
he's still going to get paid a big amount at Ole Miss. They probably, like you said, they've already made the contract. And I saw a thing where an article in Newsweek that said they've already started talking to other coaches or investigating.
Well, of course, you have to.
In case he leaves.
Sure, you have to. If you don't, you're not doing your job. That'd be like saying Scott Strickland's only talked to Lane Kiffin. I promise you that's not the case.
Right.
All right, Dick, I got to move to something else. Thank you very much. Rick, welcome to the show.
Hey, Steve, how you doing this evening?
Very well.
Let me say this. I agree, schedule's toughest in the country, but something's going on here that just continues to go on. This team has been good enough to hang in almost every game they've hung in till finally at some point the momentum stops, and then DJ Mr. Interception does his thing that removes any opportunity to win the ball games. And that's the first comment. The second comment, and then I'll end this, is I hope that whoever the coach is, they realize unless we're saving Jones, the backup from Mandarin, as the next quarterback, and I don't know why they would at this point, other than the red shirt. I understand that. They're saving the red shirt, but he might transfer out. Who knows? Somebody needs to either hit that portal hard, whoever the new coach is, or bring a quarterback with them if they're going to make a change, or they're just going to step right back into Napier's shoes. That's my comment. Thank you, Steve.
All right, thank you. I will respond to yours. Lagway threw 1 interception tonight. Not that he's not thrown a lot. He has, but he threw 1 interception tonight. And with all respect to Tramel Jones, he threw for 60 yards last week. Tough situation for him, but it isn't like – and again, let's take a kid like Chambliss. Who in the world was he? Ferris State. He threw for what, 300 tonight? 301, 302, whatever it was. So, again, why is that? Why is that when you have, Florida's other quarterback throw for 60 yards in a game last week? Interesting question. We'll take a break. We'll come back. More comments from you in the Extra Point postgame show on WRUF.
Spurrier's Gridiron Grill is a special type of place for Gator fans and fans of great food, which is why we made every day special. Join us on Martini Tuesdays for half off our handcrafted martinis and wine Wednesdays, where you can enjoy a bottle of wine for 50% off. On Old Fashioned Thursdays, indulge in our selection of 8 classic old-fashioned cocktails. And of course, don't forget Sunday brunch. And now you can look special in some of our great merchandise. Available at the restaurant or online at spurriers.com. Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, the hottest restaurant in Florida in the heart of Gator Nation.
Hey Gator fans, the Florida Department of Corrections wants you on our winning team. You could earn a starting salary of $22 per hour plus up to a $6,000 hiring bonus at many locations statewide. As a correctional officer, you can start a stable career in a controlled, team-oriented environment. No experience is required, and training is provided. Kickstart your career today and make a positive impact on your community. Visit FLDOCjobs.com to apply today. That's FLDOCjobs.com.
The world-famous Bud Light beer was introduced in 1982. Just think of all the great Gators moments since. And Bud Light was there for all of them. It was there at the tailgate, glowing on a neon sign at your favorite spot to watch the games. It was in the stadiums, arenas, ballparks too. Bud Light and Gators fans have shared decades of great moments together. Cheers to many more. Always 4 simple ingredients for a crisp, clean taste. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Dave Mays Automotive, we get the bugs out of your car.
Hey, Steve Russell here, and yes, it's official. We're in the midst of the holiday season. Surprises are great under the Christmas tree, not so great under the hood of your car. So before you head out over the river and through the woods, take your vehicle by Dave Mays Automotive for a tune-up and inspection. They call this their bug check, and believe me, it's worth it. What a tremendous holiday gift to yourself to have peace of mind while you're on the road. Tires, brakes, AC, oil changes, transmission work, and more. Dave Mays Automotive celebrating 50 years in business. Located at 2905 Northeast 19th Drive, the industrial complex behind the Sunnies on Waldo Road, and online at DaveMaysAutomotive.com. Dave Mays Automotive. They get the bugs out.
Dave Mays Automotive, we get the bugs, all of them bugs, out of your car.
You're listening to The Extra Point with Steve Russell, presented by Spurrier's Gridiron Grill on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
Been a tough loss for the Gators, but as the song goes, in all kinds of weather, we all stick together. So head to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill and Celebration Point tomorrow for some delicious brunch, bottomless mimosas, made-to-order omelet station, shrimp and grits, shredded short rib, and so much more. You'll love Jerry's seasonal sangria, too. Brunch at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill's become a Gator tradition tomorrow, every Saturday and Sunday, from 11 till 3 at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill in Celebration Point. All right, let's take some more calls here in the Extra Point. Dave, you're up. Hi, Dave.
Hey, Steve. How you doing?
Good, sir.
2 points I want to make. I heard what you said about Keith Carter, and I've heard that, too, that if Lane doesn't give him an indication he's staying, that he's going to knock him out and not let him coach the bowl game. But, you know, I think that's a little bit of cutting off your nose to spite your face. You know, he may be using that as a negotiating ploy, but when push comes to shove, he's got a responsibility to the players in that locker room, and their best chance of winning in the playoffs is if Lane Kiffin is coaching. And my second point is, one of the frustrating things about DJ is he seems to have regressed as a decision maker. You know, some of the decisions he makes, you know, first of all, I don't think he's very good at seeing the whole field. And, you know, the decisions on the next to last series tonight, I think it was 3rd and 7, and, you know, he checks down or appeared to check down to a bomb, or 4th and 7, sorry. When you need a first down, it's really not the time to throw a bomb. And, you know, and then our last offensive play of the game, 4th and 3 or whatever it was, and you know you have to throw for the sticks. You have to throw for the sticks. And he throws a 1-yard pass across the field, and, you know, the decision-making has just really been disappointing, and I'll hang up and listen to you. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, he had a lot of chunk plays tonight. He threw for, 218, I think, and 47, 57, and 38. But you can't take them away, but you get my point. Without those three, a lot of dinking and dunking. And I thought at the beginning of the game when he was used as a runner, it was really the first time we've actually seen him, be used as a runner, and it was pretty effective, and they got away from it. Mike says he was proud, unlike last week, tough to play against the refs. We all saw it. The announcers saw it. This time the refs did affect the outcome. We all know money talks, and the SEC needs Ole Miss to the playoffs. Mike, stop it. Stop it. The officials don't do that because the SEC needs corruption exists, he says. Then prove it. I mean, I can say corruption exists, but, Mike, that's just, again, you got to prove that if you're going to say something like that. Peyton says it stinks that Ole Miss has had one of the best seasons in school history being overshadowed by coaching rumors. I'm not sure it's being overshadowed. Not in Oxford. It's not overshadowed there. I think it is here. Rance, hello.
Hey, so Dan Thompson had tweeted out something in regards to watch out for your phones on Sunday. I was wondering if that had any correlation to Lane Kiffin, and if what you've heard so far is accurate on the fact that something may occur on Sunday in terms of news.
I've not heard anything about tomorrow. Now, that could certainly change. Again, Ole Miss has a bye week. So maybe the AD, Keith Carter, is saying, hey, Lane, come see me tomorrow. Let's have breakfast. I don't know. Anything is possible in this. But, I again, from what I've been told, he wants an answer from Kiffin sooner rather than later.
Okay. And last thing, I appreciate that. And last thing I have is, do you think that the situation with Billy Gonzalez has been better than the Make-A-Wish Foundation we had with Billy Napier?
In what sense?
Coaching and everything else besides Kentucky, because obviously that was one of the worst things we ever watched as a Florida program. But typically, yeah. I mean, the only thing positive Billy's produced this year is Texas. So, I mean, in terms of Billy Gonzalez,
well, they haven't won anything, first of all.
Well, they haven't won anything.
Well,
but
that's the bottom line, isn't it? Is that not the bottom line, Rance? Is that not the bottom line? And what has changed in terms of the offensive output or the defensive output? Nothing.
Well, DJ Lagway didn't throw 5 picks against LSU.
What has changed in the offensive output? Nothing.
Well, a Make-A-Wish head coach wasn't.
All right, thank you. Okay, we're done with that. Mike, hello. Thank you for that, Mike. John, hello.
Hey, Steve, thanks for taking my call. I tell you, one I feel sorry for most of all this year. Who's that defensive player of the game? I can't think of his name.
Miles Graham, probably, yeah.
Yeah, Miles Graham, yeah. He's the one I feel sorry for. Is he gonna be back next year? Or is this his last year?
No, he'll be back.
Thank God. I hope we have a different coach. I hope we have a better coach we had this year. And I hope they have another fight song besides that. I won't back down. I can see that Pat Travers song, Boom Boom, Out Go the Lights, a real fight song. I mean, but I tell you, I don't know. This team was a hard team to love. I tell you, it really was. I'm glad to see we only have 2 games left to play. The games we should have won, we lost badly to, and the games we should have lost big time. We won. We beat Texas. We just barely lost to Georgia, and the day at Ole Miss, and it's something. I mean, games we should you expected to lose. We almost won if we didn't win, and the ones we should have beat real good, we didn't beat. It was a tough year to watch the Gators play. It really was. Thanks for taking my call, Steve.
John, thank you. Ken says, hats off to the football team, responded well. Wanted to see if we'd play with any fire. Defense played well. I think the up-tempo offense Ole Miss used hurt us. Ole Miss is good on offense, peeps. They're good. Todd, using DJ early in designated runs and play action gave the Ole Miss defense something to think about, was fairly effective. I agree. Why we go away from that in the second half? Good question. I mentioned that I thought they used him, in a designed run, and I thought it was pretty effective. In the second, he says also Ole Miss's defense isn't that great. I agree. And don't our dudes on defense get paid to stop the opposing team? When does that start? Well, again, give Ole Miss credit. They're a good offensive team. That's why a lot of people want Lane Kiffin here, because of that. Andrew doesn't want Lane. He's a crybaby. Don't want to put up with his antics every game. Coach like he's playing video games, he says. Porter, hello. Oh, my God. I'm telling you, it's a challenge doing this sometimes, especially when the IQ of a caller is about plant life. Kevin, hello.
Hey, how you doing, Steve?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and we'll see if we can get an intelligent call here to talk about the game tonight as you listen to sports, as you listen to the Extra Point postgame show on WRUF.
Spurrier's Gridiron Grill is a special type of place for Gator fans and fans of great food, which is why we made every day special. Join us on Martini Tuesdays for half off our handcrafted martinis and wine Wednesdays, where you can enjoy a bottle of wine for 50% off. On Old Fashioned Thursdays, indulge in our selection of 8 classic old-fashioned cocktails. And of course, don't forget Sunday brunch. And now you can look special in some of our great merchandise, available at the restaurant or online at Spurriers.com. Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, the hottest restaurant in Florida in the heart of Gator Nation.
At the UPS Store, we get it. Being a small biz owner requires grit and hustle, but you don't have to do it alone. We've got your back. You put your heart and soul into your biz, we put ours into packing and shipping. While you're keeping track of your custom-made orders, our mailboxes are keeping your packages safe. Because we're here to help you be unstoppable with shredding, printing, notary, and more. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable. Come into your local store today.
Attention Gator students, alumni, and fans. You need to get out to Rally House Gainesville. Rally House is new in town and located just blocks away from Ben Hill Griffin Stadium near the intersection of Buckman Drive and West University Ave. The only way to describe their product selection is outrageous. Jerseys, hats, tees, sunglasses, tumblers, and so much more are waiting for you at Rally House. Rally House Gainesville, 1680 West University Avenue, your one-stop shop for all your Gator gear.
Hey, Joe, what are you and Mary doing for the Gators game? Want to come by my place and watch it?
No offense, Mick, but your place is more humid than Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, and that place is nicknamed the Swamp. Why don't you guys come over to our place instead? We'll have some snacks, hamburgers, hot dogs, cold drinks, and cold air.
That sounds good, Joe. I don't know who to call about the AC. There are so many companies out there. How do you know who to call?
That's easy, Mick. Call the company we always call. Charles Berg Enterprises.
When your home comfort is on the line, trust the name Gainesville has counted on since 1967. Charles Berg Enterprises. Charles Berg Enterprises is still family owned and still guided by the values Charles Berg believed in. Integrity, reliability, and exceptional customer care. And they use the best equipment on the market. Train. It's hard to stop a train. So if you don't want your home feeling like the swamp and you don't want to get swamped with high electric bills, call Charles Berg Enterprises today and experience comfort you can count on. Visit charlesbergenterprises.com or call now to schedule your next service.
Charles Berg.
Charles Berg.
Charles Berg.
It's the Extra Point with Steve Russell. Presented by Spurrier's Gridiron Grill on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
Nose of the football on the 4-3. Trips left. Spot the ball on the right hash. Chambliss in the shotgun. Lacey on his right hip. Snap back. Fake the wide receiver screen. Throws back left corner of the end zone. Incomplete. Contact back there. No flag. The crowd is wanting pass interference, but it's a turnover on downs for the second time tonight inside the Gators 5.
Sean Kelly, of course, with the call after or during tonight's game where Florida goes down against Ole Miss. A tough loss for the Gators, but tomorrow your fellow Gator fans can wash the taste of the defeat out of your mouth with brunch at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. bottomless mimosas, made-to-order omelet station, shrimp and grits, shredded short rib, and a whole lot more. Brunch at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill's become a Gator tradition. Tomorrow, every Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., Spurrier's Gridiron Grill in Celebration Point. Let's take Daryl's call in the Extra Point. Daryl, hello.
Get ready, Chris. Hello?
Go ahead, Daryl. Okay. Drew, hello.
Hey, Steve. Listen, the guys played very well tonight. They did their best in an unfortunate situation. And we have a lot of talent on this team, and it's not been coached the right way. And at some point, what needs to happen in Gator Nation is to understand who brought Sunbelt to this great institution, and it's Scott Strickland. And nobody's talking about that. And that's what needs to be discussed. And he's in charge of this coaching hire. And if we don't get Lane, I'm scared for what's going to be the future of Florida football. But I appreciate everything that Miles Graham did tonight and all the other guys that played their hearts out tonight. They were Gators to the end. And I expect that they're going to do the same thing next week against Tennessee and the week after that against Florida State. And go Gators.
All right, thank you. I think people have talked about Scott Strickland. I mean, obviously, that's been part of the conversation about, you know, the number of hires he's made here that have not worked out versus the number of hires he's made here that have worked out. Andrew, hello.
Yes, hi. Hi, Steve. Like I said earlier in the week when I opined, I said I thought the Gators come out with a little more gumption, more effort, and you said you would be surprised if they did not, and I guess we both were right on that account. The only problem is there's a little gap there, and the gap is the continuity and the ability on offense to throw and catch the ball with consistency. I think our running game is pretty good with
yeah, but you see, it isn't. It isn't. And I think
on the running side.
No, it's not. I mean, Jaden Baugh is a talented back. Okay, I'm not suggesting he's not. He is, right? But again, tonight, Florida had 25 rushes for 108 yards. That's 4 yards a carry. That's okay, but it's not, you know, Ole Miss had 48 carries for 237 yards, 5 yards a carry.
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
So, right?
Don't keep coming out here.
What in the world is going on with the phones here? Okay. We're getting so many of these, I think we're getting blown up here. So anyway, that's my point about the ground game. It's been okay, but it's not been great. So, but that's one of the reasons, if you dissect the season, right, you look at what happened, and little things happen. All right. Alan, hello. Not there. All right. We will try this. All right. Is it Chris? Is it Chris? Okay. Chris, hello.
Yeah. Chris, hey.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm on there?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So, serious question. Is Lagway still the guy after tonight?
Yes.
Okay. Your thoughts? Why?
I'm going to say this again. Tramell Jones last week threw for 60 yards. He had a chance to play. And I'm not saying he's not a talented kid. Billy Gonzalez felt last week that Lagway needed to be pulled. I didn't have a problem with that decision at all. But, you know, Tramell did what he did. So statistically, except for the interceptions, which he threw, I think, one tonight, you know, Lagway was okay. You know, threw for 218. He was okay. A lot of chunk plays. So that's why, unless there's something that they see on tape that they maybe want to give. And remember, What we don't know about Tramel Jones is I think he can now play these last 2 games and keep his red shirt. So maybe that had something to do with it too. I don't know, but we will see going forward.
Okay, so that makes sense, man. Yeah, that's cool. Just just wanted your thoughts on going forward for the rest of the season if he was actually the guy.
Well, I mean, again, Gonzalez will talk about that Monday, I'm sure, because he was. And look, last Monday when he had his press conference, I could certainly understand the question because he got, he pulled Lagway, right? Now, a media member might say, hey, given Lagway's performance, is he still the starter? Okay, legitimate question. We'll see if he gets asked at A and what his answer is.
Okay. So, second question right quick. What do you think about Napier, man? Is that true about him going to Georgia?
Yes.
Oh, okay. What do you think about that?
I think it helped Georgia.
Yeah.
Well, helped Georgia. Helped Georgia quite a bit, it seems.
Yeah. So on that count, I mean, is he going to start, pulling from the Gators? I mean, is that possible with the portal and all?
Who are you talking about?
Lagway. I mean, there's talent on the Gators, man. I mean, come on.
Well, you asked me about Napier, and now you're asking me about the portal. I don't understand.
Go!
All right, okay. I was waiting for that. I was close. I was pretty close. Porter, hello.
Hey, Steve. I think part of the main frustration is that the fans of the Gators, we keep seeing that we are better than that we have talent that's better than we have kept putting on the field. That's the frustration. Yes, we know the year is lost, but it's I was shocked how close the game was and how competitive I don't know about the Vegas lines and that kind of thing, but I was surprised that it was as close as it was, even though it ended up not looking as close on by the final score. But anyhow, I think that's why they're like, see, I knew we were better than we've been playing. One adjustment I was surprised we didn't make. Well, actually two. One was a wide run, whether it's a toss sweep or option, something, because all the runs were up the middle and they were stacking to take that away, and we didn't seem to have something to that was not a pass, but to get them off of that. And the other thing, and Shane, I know, has been, we need to send somebody deep. I know we're totally depleted at wide receivers, but even if you never throw it to them, when you send somebody deep on the play, they've got to respect it, and they've got to take a guy down there. And we ended up having to pass against their set zone, and that's not Lagway's strength. But anyway, go Gators, be safe. I'll take your opinion, your comments on that off the air.
All right, Porter, thank you. Well, I mean, they did throw some deep balls tonight, right? So, and I don't know that you're going to send somebody deep on every play, because, again, if the play is designed to be a short throw, you're not going to send somebody deep. But they did hit some deep passes tonight. Florida, Tennessee is a 7:30 game, by the way. Another night job here in Gainesville. Pete, hello.
Hey, how's it going? So, if the Georgia fan wants to take LSU, DJ Lagway, he can, but that's a whole different story. In regards to it, I want to see. We have a lot of wide receivers that are currently,
hurt,
either
injured
or sitting out. How many of the current top five, beyond the ones that are obviously heading to the NFL or beyond eligibility, do you actually see staying at Florida?
Oh, gosh, that's so hard to say. I think Fernell would stay, legacy, right, because of his lineage. I think he would stay. After that, I think it just depends, the way the world is now, right, with everything, and, who the coach is will make a difference, right? So it's hard to say, because if the quote wrong coach comes here and a receiver feels like, that's the wrong person, could leave. Would Dallas Wilson stay? I mean, I believe he moved here to be closer to family, so I would think he would probably stick around. But, boy, that's a hard question to answer.
Understood. And, I mean, by wrong coach, you mean the Make-A-Wish Foundation?
All right. Tex, hello.
Hey, Steve-O.
Go ahead.
Yep, we gave it a good effort tonight. I'll tell you, DJ, he looked solid for a little bit, but I tell you, fuck him right in the pussy.
Okay. I'm just going to say this now. If y'all want to keep doing this, that's fine, because I'll just sit here. But what's going to happen next is the University Police Department will get a phone call, and you will get a phone call after it. So keep it up, because that's what's going to happen from now on. We have phone numbers that you call. So if you want to do that, feel free to do it. And UPD will be calling you. So just keep it up. And as a matter of fact, I implore you to do that from this point forward. Okay? We're sitting here trying to do a show that Gator fans or anybody else can call and talk about the game. That's what the show was created to do. It wasn't created for you to be an a-hole. It wasn't created for you to be a jerk. Okay? That's the situation here. So once again, that's what we will do. And if you don't think we will, try it. Just try it. David, hello.
Hey, how you doing, man? So, as talented as a back that Jaden Ball is, and as much talent as we've got on that roster, what do you think on who's staying, who's leaving?
I would just ask that. I can't say that. Again, a lot of it's going to be determined on who the coach is. Thank you for your call. Gary, hello.
Yeah, Steve, on the way back from the game on 22 somewhere, the interstate. I had a question and a couple comments. The pass interference call happened in the opposite corner from where we were sitting. The no call where they picked up the flag.
Yep.
What was the deal on that?
In what you mean? Was it or not? You mean?
Yeah, or just why was it picked up? We couldn't tell.
Yeah, I mean they just didn't think it was. They just missed the call. I don't know that I could see, and I'm going to sound like I'm being wishy-washy here, but I could see where you could have called that. I could also see where they pick it up. It was pretty close.
Well, we've got a lot of these games where we're having to go forward on fourth down deep in our own territory late, kind of a pattern. Anyhow, somebody said something about the "Wool Back Down" song. Well, Ole Miss didn't mind playing it as our players were walking off the field tonight.
Oh, they were definitely trolling Florida, no question.
Yeah, they were the Ole Miss fans. I mean, I've been to every SEC stadium, so nothing surprises me. But I was surprised. They were taunting us pretty good. I thought, I told them they weren't as good as LSU, but they tried hard.
All right. Thank you.
Anyhow, yeah, thanks for taking the call and clarifying that, because you know how it is. You're at the game, you see a lot that you don't see on TV, but some of the obvious stuff, you have no idea what happened.
All right, be safe getting home. Thank you for your call. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Stay with us. More of the Extra Point postgame show on WRUF.
Hi, this is Dr. Art Mowry of Exceptional Dentistry. Listen to what our clients have to say about their experience at Exceptional Dentistry.
Well, we discussed dentures and implants, and I could not afford the implants, but I was still treated like an implant person that was going to put out buku bucks, even though I didn't have it. And I thought, well, if I don't go with implants, they're going to put me on the back burner, sort of, and shun me away, but they didn't. They did not. I have 4 dentures, top and bottom.
Top and bottom dentures?
IV sedation they did, and I don't remember a thing. It was wonderful. Yeah, go there because they care.
This is Dr. Kim Mowry, and if you think you have dental problems that are too big to overcome, we're here for you. Please visit us at exceptionaldentistry.com. That's exceptionaldentistry.com.
Hey Gator fans, the Florida Department of Corrections wants you on our winning team. You could earn a starting salary of $22 per hour plus up to a $6,000 hiring bonus at many locations statewide. As a correctional officer, you can start a stable career in a controlled, team-oriented environment. No experience is required, and training is provided. Kickstart your career today and make a positive impact on your community. Visit FLDOCjobs.com to apply today. That's FLDOCjobs.com.
Gator Country, we're all excited about our teams on the field, but you also need to be excited to experience the new sports merchandise retailer, Rally House. Located just blocks away from the swamp, near the intersection of Buckman Drive and West University Ave, Rally House has all you need to get geared up for game day. Get a fresh fit from our new friends at Rally House. Your city, your house, Rally House.
You're listening to The Extra Point with Steve Russell. Presented by Spurrier's Gridiron Grill on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
All right, welcome back to The Extra Point. Gil, hello.
Hey, Steve. I'm sorry it's come down to where you'd have to do what you have to do, but I'm all for that because this show is kind of like an institution, and for people to make great comments to listen to is fantastic, but for people to act juvenile, it just takes away from the enjoyment from all of us who enjoy the show. So please do what you have to do to those callers.
Oh, don't worry. That's going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone will. Yeah, everyone will appreciate that. Just a quick thing about the game. I'm not going to be one of these people who calls up and bashes DJ Lagway because the poor guy runs for his life every single game because of the fact that he never has a clean pocket. But if you really want to talk about a game-changing play that was a miscue on the Gators, I talk about Tyreek Sapp, who could not find himself able to line up on the right side of the line of scrimmage, which would have made a stop for the Gators, and they would have gotten the ball after a punt. But instead, the next play was a 50-yard touchdown play. And that, to me, that changed the game right there. I said, as soon as that happened, I said, we'll play tough tonight, but we're not going to win this thing because that was devastating. To get off the field and then have a play like that, put him back on the field, and then have that touchdown pass after that, that was it for me.
All right. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate your call, Gil. Thank you. Gator Shane, hello.
Hey, Steve. Again, thanks for the show. First of all, Gator fans, basketball tomorrow night against Miami. We're still top 10. Just came off a win against FSU. Everything's going to be okay. Listen, I thought tonight was fine. What do folks want? We just went into Ole Miss. You played number 7 on the road. It was a 3-point game late in the fourth quarter where we stopped Lane Kiffin, one of the best offensive play callers in college football, twice inside the 10-yard line. What do folks want? I thought we played well. Did we win the game? No. But I thought the offense played well. I thought DJ had an okay game. I thought they threw the ball down the field well. We had some decent runs. Was the offense prolific? No. But it was okay. It was enough to win the game. But you're playing an Ole Miss offense that, gets 600 yards a game. I mean, obviously a very good offensive team. They gave up yards defensively, but we held strong inside our own 20-yard line and didn't give up touchdowns. So I don't know what Gator fans want if that's not a good game against a top 7 team where you're in the game, late in the ball game with a chance to win. That's what I want every game, no matter who our coach is.
Well,
so
if you look at
I was okay with today's performance.
If you look at the numbers also, when you think Florida was as close as they were, they had 538 yards of offense in the game. They ran 83 plays compared to Florida's 50-something, 56, 57, whatever it was.
Right.
And yet, Florida hung around, but close doesn't work.
Well, I understood, but still, again, I think on the road against a top 10 team, listen, we all want Lane to come and repair our offense and make us a better club. Listen, we're all going to pull our hair out a little bit if he's going for it on 4th down on some of those plays that he did, kind of the same way we used to when Steve did it back in the day. But I do hope the Lane comes. I hope it all works out. I hope we get Lane as our head football coach. But we're going to have times when we lose games. But if the way they played tonight and the way the guys played tonight, unlike at Kentucky, where I felt like they just didn't give the effort late in the game when they got down, tonight they played with heart and they played with skill. And I thought the game was, up for grabs late in the game. If they play this way against Tennessee, they play this way against FSU at home, we have a chance to win these games. Can close out the season at least on a little bit of a good feeling. And yeah, obviously it's not what Florida wants to be for football, but I thought it was an okay performance tonight. I don't know how we can be embarrassed for the way they played tonight.
Thank you, Shane. Appreciate the call. Craig, welcome to the show.
Hey, Steve. Again, it's close, but no cigar.
Right.
But that's just it is what it is, right? DJ again does not set his feet on that last pick. If he just throws the ball away, you do have a good chance to tie with probably the best kicker in the country. You got to know the game time and the situation, and I just don't see it from him. But let me ask you this: we all know Lane is the one that everybody wants, right?
Yes,
I think
most
the
everybody.
mostly everybody. All right. If he is not the coach, do you anticipate you lose half of that roster to the portal if he's not the guy? Because it's slim pickings after him.
It just well, to your point, I think it depends who they get, right? If it's a Drinkwitz, at least he's in the SEC. He's done a pretty good job at Missouri, which is not, a powerhouse. I think players would know who he is. He's an offensive coach. I think that would help. And again, I have, I have ideas about who Florida's looking at, but you're not going to have, unless there's somebody that is out of the woodwork, you're not going to have anybody with the cachet of Lane Kiffin. Simple.
Okay, and one more thing too. If Lane doesn't work out, I maybe I'm a little crazy with this, but I like the Hartline, the assistant coach from Ohio State, and the reason is someone who's won a championship during this new NIL playoff type of run. I think that tree, Ryan Day's tree, is going to be unbelievable because they've won in the new era of college football. Is that too much of a long shot based on where the program's at? Or could you see a guy like that taking on this program?
I see your reasoning because of where he comes from, but you would now be hiring a guy with zero head coaching experience.
Yeah, and that's our only fear. I mean, I know some others, Will didn't have it when we hired him, and that didn't work out too. But I just think the logic is if to me, the other groups behind Lane are kind of the same type of coach. So to me, I think you go just a little bit different. That's only my thoughts. I hope we win the next two games, at least win the FSU game. But you know what? We'll see how this all plays out. So, But thanks for your time.
Thank you, Craig. Thanks for yours. Ryder, hello.
Hey, Steve. I just wanted to say I appreciate what you do every week. I always enjoy listening to the show, and when that one individual called in, I looked at my radio and I said, "Did I hear what I think I just heard?" But again, like I said, I appreciate what you do. I enjoy listening to the show. But anyway, I think the Gators, they played well with what they had. I think it actually might have been a positive outcome if we had our top three receiving targets. But as we all know that they didn't play tonight. So, but yeah, I like I said, I just wanted to call in and thank you for what you do, and just say, I think the Gators played a good game. Hopefully they can win the last two of the season. I know we're not going bowling this year, and the boosters are pretty upset about that, I'm sure. But I'm always going to be a Gator fan, and they played well tonight, but like you said, close doesn't win game. So,
all right, thank you for your call. Appreciate it. Seth, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me on. So what I was wondering, when it comes to there's this report that all the betting lines, not all of them, but BetAG Online had taken off their Florida's head coach position for being a position that is being able to be bet on. Does that have any merit to a decision being made, or do you think that's just smoke?
I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm not a bettor in that sense. I mean, I see various places where it says, coaching odds or this, whatever, but I'm not qualified to answer the question. I'm just being, really honest with you.
I appreciate that. The next question I have, there's been a couple callers, and I do appreciate the effort we have, but at the University of Florida, I feel like participating and trying really hard shouldn't be where we're at, and I know we're going through a coaching change. I think there was one Gator Shane, something along those lines, that mentioned it was a great effort. But I just feel like it's kind of pitiful for us as a program to say we tried really hard against Ole Miss and didn't come up with a win. And I understand Ole Miss is a great team this year, but when we're sitting here as a program and we're saying, oh, we tried really hard against Ole Miss and we didn't come out with a win, it makes us seem like we're old-time Vanderbilt at this point. I don't know if Make-A-Wish Billy brought us back to a point where we just can't get to a point where we're, a respectable program anymore. But, I would just like a point where, our fans have actual standards of where this program needs to be.
All right, let me just stop you right there. Okay. Thank you for what you said. I have something maybe you don't have here, and that's a historical perspective. Okay? You happen to be in a position now where Florida is not very good. But I'm here to tell you, Alabama's had stretches they weren't any good. Georgia's had stretches where they weren't any good. And the fan base reacted just like this one is. We don't deserve that. Well, guess what? Yeah, you do. Because it's called history. No one stays on top forever. What the measuring stick of a program is how long you're down. That to me, and Florida's been, by its standard, down for quite a while. So I understand the angst of the fan base, but, take it personally, like Florida's trying to be bad or School X is trying to be bad. Again, no one, the Kansas City Chiefs are 5-4, right? They may not even make the playoffs this year. So is their fan base going to say Andy Reid can't coach and, Patrick Mahomes? I mean, that just happens. It's just how long you're down.
Yeah, but we're at a point where the playoff has existed for, 12, 13 years? Not really, but the 14 and then the actual playoff has existed for a couple of years now, and Florida has not even come close to.
Well, they got close when Mullen was here, but they didn't make it. All right, I got to let you go, RJ. Thank you for your call. All right, RJ, hello.
Hey, Steve, how are you? Thanks for staying up late for us. Always appreciate hearing your comments. Baffling offensive strategy in the second half, and I don't know if Ole Miss made some adjustments or not, but we're sitting there and we have two long drives by Ole Miss. Our defense comes up huge and stops them, inside the red zone. And the subsequent offensive series in both of those were dismal. In one of them, I think Ball gashes him for about 7 yards, and I'm thinking on first down, and I'm thinking, oh, this is great. We're going to take a bunch of time off the clock. We're up 24-20. Maybe we get a field goal and go up 7, or hell, maybe we just, punch them right in the nose and score. One was 3 and out. I can't remember if the other was 3 and out, but our poor defense gets shoved right back on the field, and then the inevitable happens. they looked winded on TV. There were guys with their, bent over, holding their knees. Do these guys who call plays not see that? Do they not? Billy, these are his guys. They talked about complimentary football and all this other stuff.
Yeah, well, let's not bring Bill. Napier's not here anymore.
No, but this is still his guys, right?
His guys,
they're
yes, but there's
the
different
play.
people calling plays. So, if you still want to blame Napier, he could be living in China, and you might want to blame him, and that's fine. You can, but he's not here because he got run out.
But it's his playbook, right? And it's
not necessarily, but it's different people calling plays. If I have a playbook, I can call a playbook differently than you call the playbook.
Right. What did you think of those series, though? I mean, we turned the ball right back over to Ole Miss.
If you give me specific time, I can look up the exact plays. What
third quarter? We're up 24-20. Ole Miss has a long drive. We stopped.
Okay, I got it. I right in front of me. They threw a pass, first down, after they got that 15 play drive. Right, 7 minutes off the clock. First play was a pass, not a run. A pass.
Right. Okay.
It was
Second
complete.
One,
right. It was 38 yards. That was the Livingston pass.
Yeah.
Right. So Florida's got the ball at the 40. Okay. They ran ball for a yard. They Lagway threw a pass to ball, I believe for like 3. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then they ran ball. And then they punted.
And they punted.
So they got the ball.
That one didn't trouble me as much. But the second one, what does it show?
Well, Ole Miss, I believe, punted the next series, right?
Right.
And then Florida got it. They ran ball for 5, and then Lagway threw 2 incompletions.
Yeah, that second one, that's the one that irritated me because I'm like, their defense is out there. We got second stringers all over the field, and I just didn't see them giving the defense much of a chance. They're, boom, right back on the field.
But that happens in the NFL. That happens in high school. When you don't make a first down, your defense goes back on the field. That's part of the game.
I felt bad for the defense, as we all have.
All right.
The whole year.
All right, I got to run. Thank you for your call. All right. That is our extra point for tonight. And again, I'm just going to say this one more time. We really appreciate, because when I got back here, I began this as a way for fans to call and express their views. They don't have to agree with mine, but you're going to do it with class, and you're going to do it right. And if not, there'll be alternatives. So we will say thank you and good night and have a good rest of the weekend. And I will see you back here Monday on Sports Scene.
Ready to take on the outdoors with a new Polaris? Then gear up at Polaris of Gainesville, your #1 family-owned and operated marine and power sports destination. The 2026 Polaris models are rolling in, and the 2025 models must go. From the rugged Polaris RZR to the hard-working Polaris Ranger to the trail-tackling Sportsman, we've got huge rebates, extra in-house savings on leftover 2025 models, and financing as low as 0% for 60 months. So what are you waiting for? Get outdoors today with Polaris of Gainesville.
Warning, driver must be at least 16 years old with a valid driver's license to operate. Read, understand, and follow your owner's manual. All riders should take a safety training course.
At Polaris of Gainesville, your family-owned Kawasaki headquarters, the thrill is waiting and the savings are huge. Save thousands on new Kawasaki motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides built for speed and performance. Ride the 2025 Kawasaki Ninja 650. Sleek, fast, and reliable. With over 80 Kawasaki machines in stock, we're ready to move them now. Experience unbeatable power, precision, and value today. Stop by Polaris of Gainesville, where business meets family. Highway 441 between Gainesville and Alachua. Online at polarisofgainesville.com.
We don't know who the next coach of the Florida Gators will be, but I know where you can get stocked up on all your orange and blue gear. Rally House Gainesville. Located at the intersection of Buckman Drive and West University Avenue, Rally House is your one-stop shop for all your officially licensed Gator gear. Jerseys, hats, t-shirts, and more. You want it? Rally House has it. The most popular gear from brands you'll love. 1680 West University Ave. Your city, your house. Rally House.
At the UPS Store, we get it. Being a small biz owner requires grit and hustle, but you don't have to do it alone. We've got your back. You put your heart and soul into your biz, we put ours into packing and shipping. While you're keeping track of your custom-made orders, our mailboxes are keeping your packages safe. Because we're here to help you be unstoppable with shredding, printing, notary, and more. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable. Come into your local store today.
Santa Fe Ford in Alachua is overstocked with new Ford trucks. From Mavericks to F-Series Super Duties. Also, we have many Ford SUVs. Prices slashed thousands. Santa Fe Ford. Just 12 minutes from Gainesville, 25 from Lake City, and 50 minutes from Ocala. Santa Fe Ford, where low overhead guarantees the lowest price. In the Pecan Grove, exit 399 Alachua. Shop 24/7 at santafeford.com.
This is Scott Strickland. We hope you enjoyed the preceding Gators sporting event. We now return to regularly scheduled programming right here on ESPN 98.1 FM, 850 AM WRUF, the home of the Florida Gators.
That we can no longer ignore.